thoughts, views, and comments expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production of Glory 93.9 FM.
Today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madera Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women. And good morning, everyone. Welcome to GPS Global Paradigm Shift. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm, and today is Friday, so you know what that means. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. This is going to be an open line show today where we allow you to get off your chest whatever on your mind. This is a show that I want to hear from you today. And we're going to be looking at the week that was. We're going to be talking about the highlights, hot topics of the week that was. A lot going on this week here in Bahama Land, and I really want to hear from you guys. So we want to encourage you to call in and let us hear from you. Our telephone line is 828-3543. 828-3543 is the line to call. And the number to text is 828-2543. 828-2543 is the number to text. And of course, you can also post a message on our Facebook stream on the official Michelle Malcolm Facebook page. And we will, choose a couple of the messages to post on the stream, and we'll discuss it. So I don't have a guest today because today is an open line show. And you are my guest today, my audience. You guys are the guests today. And this is an opportunity for us to hear from you. What are some of the things that are concerning you about what's going on in this country? What are some of the things that you would like to change? What are some of the things that you believe need improvement? What are the ideas that you have that you think could benefit the country or help the country to develop or help the country to overcome this challenge that we now faced along with the rest of the world as it relates to COVID-19 and the destruction that it has, wreaked on our economy? What are your concerns as it relates to your overall health? And I was really encouraged this week to hear that the numbers, they believe they've flattened the curve, the second wave, and the numbers are indicating that, efforts have been paying off. But as always, they say we can't let our guard down. We have to continue to be vigilant as we together fight this scourge of COVID-19. And try to keep the numbers low. And then, there's the vaccine that we know is coming soon. And I would love to hear your thoughts on that. If in case you missed my show on Wednesday of this week, You make sure you go back and watch that show. Dr. Joel Wallach was the guest, and he talked about, oh wow, that was so deep. He talked about why the vaccine will not be as effective as some people are hoping for if you haven't addressed the condition of your body's ability to absorb nutrients. And he went on to explain that that would then mean that your bone marrow is not able to do the function of fighting off COVID-19. So even if you get the vaccine, if your immune system is compromised, if you have a leaky gut, if you're not able to absorb nutrients, your bone marrow can't function the way it should. So you still won't be able to fight this thing off. And that only reinforced what I had been saying for a long time, that we need to be putting more emphasis on getting our people healthy, as opposed to just putting all of our hope into a vaccine. That the AstraZeneca vaccine efficacy rate is 62 to 90%. So anywhere between 62% effective or 90% effective, they're saying. But there's no guarantee that it's going to stop you from getting coronavirus. So it's crazy that we would be putting all of our hope into this thing that won't be effective anyway if your body is not functioning the way it should be functioning. If you missed that show, go back and listen to that show. Some really powerful information. One of the things he also talked about was the fact that the people of color are more susceptible to suffer badly from COVID, not because of color, but because of culture. Because of the foods that we're eating and, the way that we're preparing these foods. And I was like, OMG. Gluten, people, is associated with people who suffer and die from COVID-19 more than others. Gluten. So if you haven't heard the show, go back and listen to it. Some really powerful information. But let's talk about the week that was. Some interesting things happening this week. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to look at the highlights of the week. One of them for me was the Minister of Labor. The Minister of Labor, my good friend Dion Folks, goes and makes a claim that without any statistics, no details, just him saying, well, unemployment is, significantly dropped. A lot of people back to work. No statistics, nothing to show where he get this idea from. He just, come with an idea out of his head, I guess, that unemployment rate is down. And I try to figure out which Bahamas he living in. It would have been helpful if the minister had brought some figures to back up his claim. But he had no figures. At least if he had them here, bring them. And, he just pretty much said that unemployment is down. And we're supposed to just take that for gospel because he said it. Dion, he's my friend, but it don't work like that, my friend. You got to bring some statistics to show what you're saying is true. Because, the trust factor is not very high when it comes to us taking what our politicians tell us for gospel. We ain't getting swing that easy. And it would be helpful if you would bring us some statistics, real statistics, that show the numbers. Because the reality on the ground seems to be very, very different from what you're saying. And it would be helpful if you could come to us with some figures to show that the unemployment rate has dropped. Because we ain't buying it otherwise, based on what we all see happening around this country. Matter of fact, the Chester Cooper labeled his statements on unemployment as delusional. Exuma and Ragged Island MP Chester Cooper labeled as delusional Minister of Labor Dion Folks' assertion that unemployment has drastically declined in the Bahamas. And he said it is delusional and not supported by science. Not supported by statistics, he said. Not supported by the reality on the ground. And I'm quoting him here, Chester Cooper. Happy talk isn't going to fix the unemployment problem in our country. We have to put our shoulders to the wheel. Happy talk is not going to fix the labor relations issues, the anxiety and the problems that our people face who demonstrate week after week. So I agree with Cooper on this one. You know, you could keep hope alive, but you gotta bring more than hope. You got to come with some statistics to show us if what you're saying is true. You can't just come and say, oh, it's down significantly, and you ain't bring nothing to back that up. And we looking all around us and we could see what's going on in this country. What, to quote what the minister said outside the Churchill building this past Tuesday, he said, "Since the pandemic started, I am confident, based on the evidence that we see in the economy, that the unemployment rate has drastically come down. Everything was on standstill and most businesses put their workers on temporary layoffs. That has now changed. Most of the people are now coming back to work." However, he presented no empirical evidence to support the claim. So yeah, my friend Dion, happy talk ain't gonna cut it. Bring us some evidence. Because we have all heard of the people at Atlantis, you know, being furloughed again. And amazingly, many who initially were saying, oh, y'all are being misled, don't listen to them people telling y'all to get your redundancy, don't listen to them, hold on to your job. Now these same people, I say, boy, time is something else. The old people used to say time longer than rope. These same people come back now and say, well, maybe we need to take a second look at this redundancy situation. Really? This after the Prime Minister, the competent authority, Hubert Minnis, changed the law to ensure that businesses don't have to pay redundancy within a certain period. So in other words, he sided with the big business as opposed to looking out for the welfare of his people. And now y'all come and say, well, maybe we need to take a second look. Maybe y'all should have taken a closer first look. Because it's kind of late now. You can wait until this man to change the law. People still ain't working, getting laid off again with no indication of when they will be brought back to their jobs, if they will be brought back to their jobs. And now you come and say, well, maybe we should take a second look. You're kind of late with that. Never ceases to amaze me. Never ceases to amaze me. Alex says, let's see if we can get this up here. It says, stories are delusional without the facts and statistics and verified information and knowledge, which is documented and recorded globally as real facts. Yeah, Alex, they believe they're supposed to come and just tell us anything and we're supposed to, just take it. It don't work like that. Not in this day and age. You got to bring some statistics to show. You can't just come and say, well, based on what we see, because we also, we seeing something else. So educate us. Tell us what we don't know. But don't just come and think you can just drop that and leave that there and we supposed to take that and run with that. No, boo. It don't go like that. Not in this day and age. Stacy Smith says, Lady Malcolm, these people stay changing their mind. But Stacy, how much damage has been done because of that? Had they sided with the people from Atlantis from the very beginning, then maybe the outcome would have been different. But you can give this man a pass to go make these changes And now you want to come back all these months later and say, well, maybe we need to take a second look. Take a second look for what? The law don't change. It's frustrating. Florina Pratt says, we ain't on their run. Hey, Florina, man, these people joking, man. I mean, and you come... let me read from a report on eyewitnessnews.com. We heard the director of labor come and say that on Adrian's show on National Access. He come and say that. He was one of the very people who said, don't walk away because at least you still have a job. And the minister's still singing a song. Well, Minister advises employees against redundancy push. This is from February 10th. Minister of Labor Dion Folks yesterday, on February 10th, said that given the current economic environment, we would not advise employees to push for redundancy, describing the issue as a double-edged sword. So he's still saying, hold on, because at least you have a job. You have a job that you don't really have. I mean, you have a job on paper, but you ain't working, you ain't making no money. They ain't telling you when you're coming back to work. They can't give you no idea or if you will be brought back, but you have a job. So the Minister of Labor is still singing the song about, don't rush for redundancy in this environment that we find ourselves in, the same environment where he's saying unemployment going down. But he's saying, hold on, don't let go. And now you have these labor people, these union people coming forward now and saying, well, we need to take a second look. You're kind of late. You're kind of late with that. Because had, I dare say, everyone come together in support of the Atlantis workers, had the Atlantis workers themselves come out in greater numbers to demand what should have been rightfully theirs, then maybe, hindsight is 2020, who knows, maybe they would not be in the position that they're in today. Who knows? Who knows what would have happened had they taken that stance? Hindsight is 2020, I know. But now we find ourselves in a position where the law has been changed. So now what do? Obie Ferguson saying time to take a second look at the redundancy issue. Trade union leaders said that the time has come to take a second look at the redundancy issue, arguing that redundancy payments should be given to those employees who desperately need it. Really? Really? Now you coming with this? I support the view that the time has come or just come. The time just come. I support the view that the time has come for there to be a second look at that redundancy situation with a view to allowing those persons who would wish to have their redundancy pay to have those payments. In the absence of those payments, he said they have no money and they have commitments to meet, and there's no guarantee when this COVID situation is likely to subside. Therefore, the redundancy payment to those who need it should be entertained. So they just start getting these bills, eh? The bills just start coming? The commitments just reach? Not the time just reached for this to be considered? You just realizing that we ain't know when this COVID situation gonna end? You just come to that realization? You're a little late to the party. Don't you think? Boy, let me read a couple more of these comments. And then we're going to take our first break. Listen, y'all, I don't want this to be a show where I talking for 2 hours. So I need to hear from y'all, all right? Our phone line is 828-3542. 828-3543. Sorry, let me read that again. 828-3543 is the phone line to call. 828-3543. And the number to text us is 828-2543. 828-2543. So Stacy Smith says, election fever is upon us, so now they're going to be changing their minds about a lot. Well, anyhow, I hope the Bahamian people wake up and see what time it is. Miss Malcolm, they think everyone wants to hear about Bookie and Barabi. No, boo-boo. That ain't happening no more. Knowledge is power and strength. That's from Alex. Stacy says again, it's easy for someone who have a steady income to tell someone else, wait for their money. Yeah, like how they've been treating the nurses, and then the competent authority can come out and say, if I have to take a pay cut, I can make sure y'all get y'all pay. This is a pay that was owed to them from 2019. We now in 2021. And you're on here talking now, but you will take a pay cut, what you should have done take? You all think this is a game, eh? Y'all better stop playing, man. Y'all need to stop playing in this country. Stop playing us for fools. Stop playing us for fools. Stacy says these people have responsibilities. Most of them are parents and single mothers. Yeah, and now they talking about, oh, these people have commitments. They had commitments from last March. They just get these commitments. Unbelievable. Sylvie Therese Carey, that's the problem with Bahamians. We prefer parking lot meetings instead of taking a stand together in all issues. Let me tell you, the number of employees that are at Atlantis, if they had come together in large numbers, thousands, I mean, I guarantee you the outcome would have been very different from what it is now. I guarantee that. There is strength in numbers. But y'all can dilly-dally around, give this man a pass, and then he can side against you, and now where you find yourself. Boy, let me read one more, and then we're going to take a break. This one says, exactly, they are getting paid while others are getting laid off from their jobs. Yeah, man. People suffering out there, living out their car, living from day to day. And, there are some people who are so insensitive in their attitude as well. If they had planned their lives better, they wouldn't be in this position today. Not everybody is wealthy. Not everybody is rich. Some very responsible people who never had any problem paying their bills before now find themselves in a desperate place. And that is understandable considering that some of them have not worked now going on almost a year. So some of y'all who's sitting on your high horse, who don't have any compassion for people because you good, y'all got to rethink this, man. You cannot be blind to the suffering of people because you good. I don't understand, where is the compassion for Bahamians? Where's the compassion? Because we could find compassion for everybody else. Where's the compassion for our own people? And I have to give the government credit where credit is due. Yes, they did assist with the food assistance program. Millions of dollars were spent feeding people who found themselves down on their luck. I think when Phil Smith was on the show, he said 100,000 persons were being fed. And my question to him was, that was those who were in the system. So clearly that doesn't account for the people who are not in the system. So there are a lot of people out there right now who are living on the brink. Living on the brink, going from day to day, just trying to survive. We cannot ignore the plight of these people. You're all sitting up in the House of Assembly eating like, what do you name, the senator? Rodney Monk say eating tree meat. Y'all good. And people out there don't know how they can feed their children. And y'all have yet to take a pay cut. And if things keep going the way they're going now, then the civil service will be affected. And y'all ain't take a pay cut yet? What's wrong with this picture? We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to continue to look at the week that was. It's TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, y'all. Let's get some stuff off your chest. What's on your mind? Let's talk about it on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Car Rental and Auto Sales, Robinson Road and 5th Street, The Grove, is your premium choice for affordable transportation. We have reliable cars at unbelievable prices. Ask about our daily rates, starting at $50, and our weekly rates, starting as low as $280. Call us at 437-4017 or 676-3977. Horton's Car Rental, your premium choice for affordable transportation.
At the Gladstone Road Farmers Market, we provide you with the freshest produce, eggs, meat, and more. But what you don't see makes a difference too, like the care our farmers put into growing and raising that food for your family, the fewer miles that food travels from the farm to your plate, and the dollars you are keeping in our local community. Our open-air market is every Friday and Saturday. Come visit us, and be sure to look for the GPS-endorsed flyer. COVID-19 has affected all of us, but it won't stop us from serving you with a smile, even under the mask. Gladstone Road Farmers Market, home of fresh.
Valentine's Day is only a few days away, so be sure to check out the Balloon People for your beautiful balloon arrangements and more for the very special people in your life. We're located in the Pineapple Bay Plaza, Soldier Road West. The Balloon People. Call 677-8677. That's 677-8677. The Balloon People.
At Lee Air, safety is our #1 priority. Flying since 1996, we offer scheduled flights into Fresh Creek and Mangrove Key Andros and Great Harbor Key, Berry Island, twice daily, 7 days a week. Affordable charter services are also available to anywhere in the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Lee Air Charter Services. Call 225-3267, 702-7127, or 322-1317 for reservations.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Youngevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. Also on the TuneIn app and streaming live on the official Michelle Malcolm Facebook page. I am Michelle Malcolm, your host, and today it's TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. We are going to be looking at the week that was, and we have our first caller on the line, so let's go straight to the phone lines. Caller, welcome to GPS Global Paradigm Shift. You're on the air.
God bless you. God bless you and good morning, Michelle. How are you doing this morning?
I am excellent. How are you?
I'm blessed, Thank God for life. Thank God for His grace. Thank God for His mercy. Thank God for God. Thank God for His love. Thank God for all of those wonderful things that God is all about.
Amen and amen.
Because He's the only hope in this world today.
You better believe it.
Well, this is JT calling in.
Good to hear your voice, man, JT.
Well, it's nice to see you back on the radio.
Thank you.
And I've heard off and on some of the shows that you were doing over since you came back on air. And I was waiting for this opportunity to have an open line with you. I wanted to ask you a simple question. The Bahamas of today, and I'm leading to one of the things you were talking about earlier. The Bahamas of today. Is the Bahamas of today looking like and living like the Bahamas of yesterday used to live?
Nope.
And I'm glad you were so quick to respond, because you're so right. You know, God says you do unto others as you want them to do to you. When was it? When did we have the general strike? Was it 1956 or somewhere around there? When the Bahamians came together. Yeah, when we came together and protested against the injustices that were perpetrating against the Bahamian people by the English rulers back then, as far as the airport was concerned. Bahamians stood in mass and forced the government's hand. I don't know all of the details, but my point is simply this. I mean, God tells us to do unto others as we want them to do to us. So I believe today, like you indicated earlier, if a lot more of those Atlantis employees had stood up with the ones who are actually agitating on behalf of that situation over there, the result quite likely would have been different today.
I'm telling you, it would have been.
And our country's national motto says forward, upward, onward, together. And that together seems to be one of the dying truths about the Bahamas. I mean, non-Bahamians all through this country are working together in the grouping of their nationals. But all of that community, neighborhood, friendliness, village raising a child, behavior and culture that we used to enjoy years ago that really became a blessing for us in the long run. We are now seeing the flip side of that, where Bahamians are being marginalized left, right, and center, being pushed in the corner this way, being misused and abused by whomever for whatever reason, simply because we as a people are not standing together.
Let me tell you, the general strike was 1958. I just Googled it.
58. Okay,
yes. Yeah. You know, those fellas back then, they were radical in their approach. But they were also, they also had a plan. See, it's not enough to just be radical.
Right, exactly.
But you ain't got no plan. Because if that's what you are, you just making noise. You just a noise in the wind. But when you combine thought, planning, and that boldness to do what you got to do, I'm telling you, you will make a shift. You will. They will. There's power in numbers. I said it on this very show, on another open line show I was doing. And when you say these kind of things in this country, you know, I got to stay prayed up. I need y'all to pray for me, because you know some of these people in this country, they believe that because they are wealthy, that you ain't supposed to speak out against them, and you're supposed to just know your place and stay in your little corner, right? But we don't understand as a collective the power that we have. Because with these people, there's only one language they understand, and that's money. They rely on you, the masses, to make their money. So
and
you have the power.
I'm glad you said that, Michelle, because what a lot of us Bahamians do not appreciate is that the wealthy Bahamians today would not have been wealthy today if you and I weren't shopping in their businesses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They would not have been wealthy. Yes, they're providing a product or service that the general public needs, but the general public, when it was being disrespected by merchants, when it was being disregarded or badly treated by the establishment, would stand together and say, no, since y'all can treat us with disrespect, we can take our spending power away from you and put it elsewhere. Believe me, Michelle, like you say, things, the attitude, the disrespectful attitude and behavior by many merchants would stop or change.
Mm-hmm.
Because they want their money, they want them registers continuing to ching, to
That's
ching, to
the
ching.
only language they understand. That is their language.
But
You
you
touch
see-
their pocket, you get their
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
You
So-
know, and this is why this is one of the reasons why my old show was canceled. Because that Morgan's Bluff port, that's the last hurrah in terms of their ability to lock that monopoly down as far as importation of everything. So in other words, everything would have to be coming in through them. And listen, that's a dangerous thing. We've already sat back and allowed them to have a monopoly on the port here in New Providence. We sit right back and we allow that to happen. Everybody's snoring, sleeping and sleep, snoring.
Right.
And now they're trying to lock down this one in Morgan's Bluff. You know what that would mean?
Let me tell you what was another dangerous thing that I just discovered. I think either early this year or late last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and by the way, Happy New Year to you and your listening audience, because this is the first time I'm speaking to you for the new year.
Same to you.
And God's blessings to you continually there. You know, Michelle, then Pindling, Sir Lyndon Oscar Pindling was Prime Minister. You know, he wanted to do a lot of things, I'm sure, a lot of things for the benefit of the people. And he made some strides, and I'm sure there are a lot more things that he could have done right or better that he did not do and he fell short on.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that Sir Lyndon affected was the what they call it, the National Economic Committee. That's the committee that is made up of cabinet members, if I am correct, and I stand to be corrected, that would review projects that are coming into the Bahamas, or even some local projects, I believe, that have non-Bahamian involvement.
Mm-hmm.
They would review those for the purpose of approving or not approving them. That was a laudable objective, but it was placed in the wrong hands. The government of the country should never have been allowed or permitted to be the one to review, cancel, how Prime Minister Ingram put it, review, I forgot how he put it, but anyway, to review and cancel projects.
Mm-hmm.
What that simple good intention has now turned into is an ugly monster of control, in my view. Because when you have special interests, whether it's money interest or political interest, deciding which projects come in or not come into the country, that is setting the country, or has set this country up for corruption. Because if you are going to tell Project A that they cannot come into the country because of whatever, and you don't give Project A any valid reason, the question will begin to be circulated or to be considered, why is it that the government or the NEC is now putting pressure on not wanting to review what is going on behind the scenes that we, the public, don't know? And so as I would have been reviewing and checking that information out, and it hit me because Cabinet today, in my humble and honest opinion, seems to be operating as the board of directors of a company. And it's called the company of special interest.
Well, listen, you heard the Prime Minister announce this week that they're moving forward with the legalization of medical marijuana, right?
No, I didn't hear that, but
well, yeah,
right.
He said he did make announcements that that's the direction that they're heading in. They're going to legalize medical marijuana. Do you know that there are certain groupings in this country who are allegedly already securing land because they know that they will be the ones to get this license to grow this medical marijuana in this country, and these people just happen to be of a lighter hue?
Isn't that something?
Right? They already securing the land, I understand, in Andros.
See, again, Michelle, you're alluding to the point that I'm making. The government should never be the prime minister should never, the special interest should never have had the control of deciding what happened or not happened in this country when it comes to the economic development of the country. Because as you're alluding to, now that the special interests are apparently or allegedly positioning themselves now to take advantage of growing.
It's going on, buddy.
You know, so
What's going on?
So when are we, the regular folks, are going to wake up and understand that, like the Bible says, the love of money is the root of the evils that's going on in this world and in this country in particular.
We too busy getting ready to shake our pom pom.
Michelle, I pray God that we Bahamians get slammed with a dose of reality to wake us up before this next election. You know, I'm a supporter of the DNA, and I don't hear much publicly, but I understand that the DNA is doing some things on the ground. But whether it is the DNA or the CNA or the VNA or whatever other political new group is out there, this thing is called strength in numbers, unity and power. Come together and let us stand as a united people for the sake of rescuing the Bahamas from these special interests. If we have not been yet able to see in these last 4 or 5 years the strong hand of special interests and how devastating it can be on this economy, then when would we ever wake up? I think only God would be able to wake us up. And I'll conclude on this note. I was relieved to hear that no commercial quantities of oil was found in that well that was drilled off Andros. I wish it didn't happen. But honestly, I was relieved to hear that they're no longer pursuing that. I hope that's exactly what they mean when they say they're no longer pursuing it.
They're no longer pursuing that well. Let's not get it twisted.
I figured there was a catch in there somewhere.
They're no longer pursuing that well.
They indicated that they're going to Trinidad, eh? That's what I saw in an article that somebody said to me. In any event, Michelle, I appreciate your time, and God bless and keep up the good work.
Thanks so much for calling, JT. Glad to have you back on the air on the new show, GPS. Our telephone line again is 828-3543. 828-3543 is the line to call, and 828-2543 is the line to text. And of course, we're going to read some of your messages, your comments here on Facebook. JT, you need to listen to my show from yesterday. Go to my official Facebook page because I had Eric Carey, Casuarina McKinney, and Edison Sumner on, and we were talking about this whole oil situation, and that, you know, that particular well may have been capped, but there's a possibility that this whole thing can be resurrected, you know, so they give up on that well, but that don't mean that they have given up on drilling in the Bahamas. Now, I see where the minister for the environment, let me see if I can find that, Romuald Ferreira. I can never pronounce his last name right. Sorry, Romy, if I get it wrong. But yeah, he addressed that whole oil situation in the House of Assembly this week, and I'm just trying to find the article where he where he made his thoughts known on that. Okay, here it is. He says, it says, Environment and Housing Minister Romuald Ferreira said yesterday that the government's decision to follow through with its contractual obligations to allow Bahamas Petroleum Company to explore for oil is, quote, water under the bridge now, end quote. Speaking in Parliament, Ferreira noted that Bahamians must and will decide the direction to be taken on the controversial oil issue. Hopes of finding commercial quantities of oil in the Bahamas were dashed earlier this week, with BP announcing that it had abandoned its exploratory drilling after the well it was drilling came up dry. And there are reports that that particular well has been sealed, although the folks on the show yesterday thought otherwise. Ferreira said these findings are consistent with what we know, which is we have oil, but we don't have it in commercial quantities. So far, it's not been found in commercial quantities. The whole issue of oil is an emotive one. The government has already made a commitment and said on previous occasions that we are opposed to offshore and marine oil exploration. That's on the record. We also stated very clearly that we had an existing contractual obligation which our lawyers advised us to follow because in not doing so, the potential liability would have been too great. All of that is water under the bridge now. He added, as people, we must decide and will decide the direction we must go in. The one critical thing we must face coming out of this is whether or not Bahamians want to know the answer to that question, which is, do we possess oil in commercial quantities? And if so, how much and what is it worth? We deal with the environment for the benefit of all Bahamians, not only one special interest group. Among Bahamians, there is a wide range of opinions as to whether or not we should continue down this road. Each opinion is respected, and we're all in this thing together. Yeah, right, Romy. I'm buying that fish. Sorry. All right, let's see. We have a text. Where did it go? Let me see if I can find that text. Okay, for some reason it's not opening up, guys. So I'll come back to that text message. Or they just sending us a little greeting. Yeah. Okay. So the number again to call is 828-3543, 828-3543, and the text line is 828-2543, 828-2543. I'm going to now read a couple of your comments here on Facebook. So Esther Ferguson says, "Conks." They must think we conk. Yeah, they like to beat us. Roger Davis, bunch of heartless animals. Okay. Garen Ferguson says the flag should be changed to a big conch surrounded by 700 islands. Man, we got to stop allowing ourselves to be beaten like conchos. Stacy Smith, they don't want to take a pay cut, yet they can tell others who aren't receiving any salary to hold on. Yeah, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I good, but y'all hold on. And you know what's so scary about that, Stacy? They telling you hold on, right? And I don't know if I missed it, but I still ain't seen no economic recovery plan yet in details. We only hear it coming. But you must hold on, though. They announced this huge committee, and, you know, we have the preliminary recommendations, and we're going through it in detail, and it's coming soon. Now, if I missed it, please educate me and tell me I missed it, people. Maybe I just didn't see the paper that day, or maybe I missed the news that day when they announced, when they revealed what the economic stimulus plan was. Maybe I missed it. If I missed it, y'all, please let me know if I missed it, okay? Because clearly I missed it. You ain't worked for almost a year, and they telling you, just hold on. They ain't taking no pay cut, and they have yet to tell you what they're going to do to turn this economy around. Again, if I missed it, I apologize now. Somebody in there, please tell me I missed it. Did I miss it? Did they reveal the details of this economic recovery plan? Would they say Ben coming? Am I just out of the loop? But you must hold on. Hold on. These people full of jokes, man. Full of jokes. Esther Ferguson says, the only person I know that gave up his salary for a year is Chester Cooper, 1 full year. Sylvie Therese Carey, my sister-in-law in Nassau, after working for over 25 years as a tour agent, received less than, I don't know if you mean 5 million in separation pay. That don't sound right. I think you might be meaning 5,000. I don't know. I find this absolutely criminal. All right. Sylvie says, Michelle, you make my day. Thank you, Sylvie. I really appreciate your support. Thank you for being here. You guys, please like and share the show. Let everybody know GPS is on the air because we got to get the truth out, y'all. We got to get the truth out. Deborah Ramming, Michelle, most of our people only stand up, cry out, or participate when it directly affects them. You ain't lie, Deborah. They don't care about nobody else. I know firsthand, was a shop steward many years back. Nothing has changed. You ain't lie. They will sit back and see wrong happening and say nothing because as far as they're concerned, well, that's their problem, not mine. Sick. That you will put politics over country, you're sick. And you need to stop. Stacy says, the problem in this country is we are too divided. We a bunch of tribes, Stacy. We are tribes. in everything, she says, rather than standing together for what's right, they'd rather be divided because of party politics. Yes. Y'all hear them talk about, the gangs and the colors that the gangs wear. These a bunch of gangs, man. If you ain't wearing green, I against you. If you ain't wearing red, I against you. If you ain't wearing yellow, I against you. So what's the difference between y'all and the gangs who got their colors? What's the difference? And some people will go so far as to try not just to not support you, but try to hinder your progress or sabotage you because they believe your politics is different from theirs. You got families being broken up over politics. Meanwhile, these politicians laughing at y'all, sipping their wine and their champagne together, business partners, godfather for each other, children. Yeah, I said children. I know the word is children, but that's my Bahamian vernacular today. They standing godfather for each other, children, and y'all out here fighting like a bunch of fools. And they saying, look at these idiots. Check them out. But when they go out there, yeah, the F&M is this and the PLP is that. And they playing y'all like a fiddle. And y'all sitting right back, allowing yourself to get swing every 5 years. And then complaining. Oh, this government this and this government that. For the past, at least one election, the last election, and maybe the one before, people didn't vote for a particular party. They voted against the party. They voted against what they were not happy with as opposed to voting for. Oh, we got to get rid of this government. Not these other people have a better plan. Not these other people have a strategy that's going to take this nation to a higher level. I just tired of what they're now. That's how we've been voting. And what y'all need to understand is the lesser of two evils is, guess what? Still evil, y'all. That's why it amazes me when we see government ministers get up and say, well, I'll use the minister responsible for electricity, Desmond Bannister, because he liked to say this. He liked to talk about, but the say as bad as it was under the, but you're still bad. You telling me I ain't doing as bad as the other people? You realize you admitting that you're bad, right? You realize that, right? The lesser of two evils is still evil, people. We need to demand more. We need to say to these people who come knocking on our door every 5 years, show me your plan. How you going to turn this country around? Because guess what? No matter who win the next election, the problems that exist now are still going to be there for them to handle, to deal with, to fix. How you going to fix that? Show me what you're going to do. Don't just get swing because they come with a party color that you like. And you don't have no concern about what kind of plans they can put in place to turn this ship around? How you'll expect this country to advance? If that's what you're going to continue to do every 5 years, we got to stop the madness. We're going to take a break, y'all. TGIF Open Line Show. Let's hear from you guys. What's on your mind? Get it off your chest today on this TGIF. Stay with us. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
The Catwalk Boutique helps you step out in style, offering a high-fashion, elegant line of ladies' clothing from petite to plus sizes, from chic casual to dazzling evening wear. Come and visit us in our newly renovated boutique in the Helron Plaza, Robinson Road. We're also the leading distributors for wholesale and retail on Hetty's Pantyhose, as well as wholesale beauty supplies, also offering services to the Family Islands. Call us today at 394-6116 or come and visit us in the Helron Plaza, Robinson Road, the Catwalk Boutique, where sophistication begins.
Looking for an extraordinary junior high school with caring, qualified staff and affordable tuition? Then come visit us at Elite School of Excellence, an affiliate of First Step Academy, ABECA focused and Ministry of Education approved, We foster discipline, integrity, and wisdom while molding our students for success. Call us at 341-8846 or stop by First Step Academy Schools on Fire Trail and Soldi Roads for more information. Escape from the city life to Bacon Air Beach Resort in Piratesville, Mayaguana. Relax in one of 16 air-conditioned rooms just steps away from the ocean. Enjoy scrumptious dishes in our waterfront dining room. Sip on a tropical cocktail, or if you must, stay connected with wireless internet. Nestled on one of the most beautiful beaches in the Bahamas, Bacon Air Beach Resort offers a unique vacation experience. For reservations, call 339-3726 or 463-0182.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Youngevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
And we are back. Welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I am your host, Michelle Malcolm. And it's an open line show today, y'all. TGIF. Whatever's on your mind, get it off your chest. Our telephone line to call is 828-3543. 828-3543 is the number to call. And the number to text is 828-2543. 828-2543. So let's go to a text. This one says, Michelle, your comments right now are exactly why we need to support alternatives to the PLP and FNM, whether it's a new party or parties who have not yet surfaced or the DNA. The power is in our hands to demonstrate to these two parties that we deserve better. Thanks. All right. Thank you so much for sending in your comments. Let's read a couple of the comments on Facebook. John Doe says economic recovery plan is to make it a law for every Bahamian to have their houses insured. Sounds nice, but who owns the insurance companies? Nice one. Yeah, John Doe. Yeah. You thinking. You woke. Bilal, let me make sure I get your name right. Bilal Masafir Kiri. Our problem is ancestral, too much tribalism. Ah, boy. I don't know. I just know, Bilal, we got to do better, man. We can't keep doing the same thing over and 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 expect to get a different result. That's madness. Deborah Ramming, they dropped the NIB unemployment to $60. What can $60 purchase in these food stores? Cost of living is high. Ah, boy. You know, remember the last election? And for the most part, the slogan that helped to win the last election was where the VAT money gone? Remember that? Where the VAT money gone? Where the VAT money gone? All this money y'all collecting for VAT, where the VAT money gone? That slogan, that question helped the Free National Movement to win the last election. But if y'all recall, the Free National Movement at the time said that they were against VAT, right? Initially, Christie had said that he wanted it to be introduced at 15%, and he backtracked on that when people said, well, you got to be out of your mind. And it was started at 7.5%. And then the Free National Movement came in, and they had to face some realities as it relates to our economy. And they made the decision to raise VAT to 12%. Now I am hearing rumblings that they are considering raising VAT again, probably to the same 15% that Christie was trying to introduce it at. That's the rumblings that I'm hearing on the street right now. And you're hearing people say, you know, the financial experts of the country saying, you know, we have to get more taxes in order to get through this, this economic slump we find ourselves in as a result of COVID. We need more taxes, but they ain't talking about taxing themselves. No talk about taxing the rich. No talk about that. When you hear them say we need to increase taxes, they talking about taxing you. They ain't talking about taxing themselves, because these are people who are extremely wealthy. Okay? They ain't need for nothing. But they ain't talking about taxing themselves. I want y'all to understand that. When you hear them talking about we need to increase taxes, they ain't talking about no kind of taxation on their income. They talking about you, the conks, riding on your back to carry this burden. That's what they're talking about. You need to understand that, y'all. So that's a very good question as to, we have to have every home insured, but who own the insurance companies? These are the kind of questions you need to be asking yourselves, people. John Doe says, why haven't we heard from the Bahamas National Trust about our natural resources? Why aren't they the ones advocating for it for Bahamians? Who controls the BNT? Eric Carey was on my show yesterday, along with Kajarina McKinney, and we were talking specifically about the oil situation. But I hear what you're saying, John, and I've heard the comments about whether or not special interest groups have any kind of control over the Bahamas National Trust. And the Bahamas National Trust has denied that time and time again. But I have heard the rumblings as it relates to that. So interesting that you would put that question out there. Let's see. Janet Doe says, I put in for unemployment from March. I haven't heard nothing from NIB. Janet, they trying to figure out how to keep people fed and thing. Yeah, it's a rough time we in, y'all. Florina Pratt, I like how you sum this up. Pirates in suits. We are a land of pirates, y'all. They say they expel the pirates. No, boo. Them pirates still here. We are a land of pirates. And plenty of them pirates, those modern day pirates, you're right, walking around in suits. But they pirates. They truly are. Deborah Ramming says, that's it right there, taxing the poor man always. Yeah, y'all the ones who can get taxed. Not them. Not them. They only got to write one letter and the government backtrack. Sorry. We didn't mean to offend you, Marcel. Sorry. Please forgive us. We'll never do it again. One letter. And you heard Peter Turnquest himself say in the House of Assembly, y'all think it's easy to tax rich people. It ain't that simple. It's simple to tax y'all poor folk. Y'all who struggling to survive, easy to tax y'all. But it ain't easy to tax them. Why? Why it ain't easy to tax them? Another one says, if they want to increase taxes, then they need to increase minimum wage. You all realize the standard of living is getting higher and higher and higher, but the salaries aren't? You all realize that, right? So you're being required to manage on less and less and less. But the cost of living is going up and up and up. But your salary isn't increasing to match that. So you just got to figure out a way to get it done. That's in essence what it is. You just got to figure it out, not on you. John Doe, they should have been the ones educating the Bahamians on it. Well, yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. John Doe also says, coat suit criminals. Boy, Sylvie Therese Carey says, didn't some of the countries in the Caribbean were telling the government not to implement VAT? I don't remember that because VAT has been implemented in many Caribbean countries. Let's face it, I mean, taxes are necessary in order for your government to be able to provide you with services that we all need. The roads need to be paved. You want to be able to go to the hospital and get adequate treatment, and you expect schools to be built and maintained. So you have to pay taxes. There's nowhere, you have to pay taxes. Now, we have heard a lot about whether or not or why we have not seen a push towards a proper sovereign wealth fund, because one of the whole benefits of a sovereign wealth fund is to lessen the burden on your people. So even if it is a situation where, because there are different types of sovereign wealth funds. Some of them do pay a check to their citizens every year. Some of them do not. But the whole idea is, even if you are one of the, even if your fund is one that does not pay your citizens directly, your citizens should still benefit from things like free healthcare, free education. We should enjoy a better standard of living as a result of that sovereign wealth fund. So in other words, we won't have to spend as much money as we're spending on these goods and services that would be coming to us free of charge, and not just free of charge, but really high quality standard service, not where you're going into the hospital to have a baby and the roof falling out and there's mold everywhere in the place where you having your baby. Not that. No. Not that. No. Where we get quality free health care. That's how a sovereign wealth fund is supposed to work. It's supposed to benefit the entire population, all of your people. It's supposed to be a common wealth, where the wealth is more common in terms of the goods and services that we receive as a result of us paying taxes. So I can start a new slogan, y'all. Where the VAT money gone again? With all of the money that has been collected in VAT in this country, where the VAT money gone again? I dare say that our money has been squandered on unnecessary things that now, hindsight is 2020. Now you can look back and say, boy, I wish I didn't spend that money on that, because we need that little thing now. But you don't waste the money on foolishness. So I ask the question, where the VAT money gone again? I have another text that says, listen, Michelle, NIB is broke. Yeah, it broke. The question is, how come? I understand that NIB has had such a surplus that they were in the position to provide other government departments with loans. Have they been repaid? See, when Alan Nicole's friend was helping himself to our money at NIB, he never thought we'd need the dollars following two disasters, aka Dorian and COVID-19. Know where the NIB and the VAT money gone. Again. Where the VAT money gone again? Where the money gone? These are the things you need to be asking these people when they come knocking on your door, talking about vote for me. Where the VAT money gone again? What you all do with all that money you all was collecting? Give us a detailed account of what you have done. Because it can't be that only apply to the last set. What about y'all? Who in there now? We need a detailed account of where all that money gone. Detailed account. Don't come with no broad stroke statement. No. We want details. Because now, if what I'm hearing is true, y'all talking about raising VAT again? Where the VAT money gone again? And if y'all gonna be raising VAT again, where that money going again? We need to hold these people to account. Because I dare say that if you had hired them to run a company for you that you own, and they were doing it the way they doing this one, you would have fired them long time. Wouldn't have been no question. Matter of fact, you might have called the police to lock them up for misappropriation of funds. So why these people get a pass? Where the VAT money gone again? Let me read a couple of y'all comments. Oh, Lord have mercy upon my one soul. So Sylvie Therese Carey says, so what are they using customs duty for? Stacy Smith says, everything is going up except salaries. Ah, Lord, Stacy, you ain't lying. It's rough out there. It's rough out there, yeah? If you think you got it bad, some people out there really going through some hard times. Florina Pratt, LOL. I like that slogan. Yeah, Florina, we need to ask him that question. And you talking about raising VAT again? Stacy Smith, we never needed VAT. Poor money mismanagement and misapplication of funds have nothing to do with proper money management. You know, it's on record as saying how many millions of dollars are uncollected that could be helping to offset the problem that we find ourselves in now. And they scared to go collect the money because much of it is from wealthy people. So, you know, again, what good for the goose in this country ain't good for the gander, because they scared to go ask the wealthy people to pay their back taxes, their you know, what they owe the government. But you, they ain't got no problem dealing with you. Fast and in a hurry. Where the VAT money gone again, y'all? Where the VAT money gone again? Where it gone again? Deborah Ramming, I with you. Where the VAT money gone again? Yeah, Deborah, these are the kind of questions we need to be asking. What they doing with all this money they was collecting? You know, growing up, they always used to say you should save for a rainy day, eh? Because you never know what could happen. Well, clearly, nobody advised them of that, because I dare say all of the money that they collected in VAT, had they managed that better, we would not be in as bad a position as we are in now. And maybe this is naive Michelle talking, and if there's somebody out there who is a financial expert or an economist, maybe if I'm wrong, y'all could call me and y'all could correct me on air, please. I could take correction. So if I'm way off with this, please educate me. The number to call is 828-3543. 828-3543. I want one of y'all out there, if I'm wrong, to please call me and correct me on air and educate me, please. If I'm wrong, please call. I'm begging you to call and correct me, please, if I'm wrong. Because the last thing I want to do is mislead the nation in any way. So if I'm way off of what I'm saying here, please call and let us know what the real deal is. 828-3543 is the number to call. Okay? And the number to text us is 828-2543. Just in case you ain't want them recognize your voice. You might say, well, Michelle, I ain't want to call because they're going to. No problem. Send us the information if I'm wrong. But if I'm not wrong, we got to ask these questions. We got to ask the question. And I want them same people whose voice was the loudest asking, where the fat money gone? Don't go quiet now. I want to know where it gone again. We should not be in this position that we are in today, people. Listen, there's been economic fallout around the world. COVID shut down. Listen, I get it. I'm not saying that things would not have been difficult, but did it have to be this bad? If they had done a better job of managing our finances? We now getting in bed with the IMF? Listen, we are living in the hands of the finance man. You remember that song? Bob Marley. When you get in bed with the IMF, that first loan they say, okay, no conditions, but if you got to come back to us, dog, eat your lunch. We own you. We own you. That's the road we heading down. And then people who are the loudest voice talking about where the VAT money gone, quiet. Y'all better stop joking, you know. Because all us got to live in this Bahamas. And I keep saying it. If this go down in flames, some people got options. They could pack up and go and carry all their money with them. But most of them, some of their money offshore anyhow. So they ain't got to carry it because it's done offshore. They done in Swiss bank accounts. They got options. Me and you ain't got them options. So it is in our best interest to ensure that they get this thing right. Because this is the country your children got to grow up in. And their children got to grow up in. So it ain't just about you and your tribe. It is about the preservation of a nation. For God's sake, put your country over your politics, people. Demand more from all of them. Not just, I heard Rodney Monco use a term yesterday, and I was driving and I almost spoke up where I was laughing so hard. Rodney Monco said, this particular person say the party they were is PIP, party and power. Whoever in power, I with you. We got to demand better, y'all. We got to demand better from these people that we hired. We got to demand better, man. Honestly, we have to stop giving these people a pass. We have to stop accepting failure and mediocrity. Because that's our party. Enough, man. Enough. All right, let me read a couple of your messages, your comments on Facebook. Sylvie Therese Carey says, why aren't we receiving annual reports on the VAT? Why are we receiving annual reports on plenty things? VAT is just one thing. Freedom of information. If you hold your breath waiting for that, you'll be pushing up daisies in short order. Venetia Goodman says, you keeping it real, Michelle. That's all I know how to do, Venetia. I scare myself in trouble because I know how to do nothing else. That's all I know how to do. You keeping it real, Michelle Malcolm, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Exposure time, God is on the throne. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. You know, with regard to that, you know, when I hear these people who believe that, like I said, they have a God complex. They believe there's God because they got all this money, right? And, you know, money talks, right? Money maketh, how the saying go? You know, you need money to survive. You need money to live. You need money to, you know, money answereth all things. That's what I was trying to think of. So, yeah. So they got all this money, right? And they believe because they have all this money that they could do whatever they want to do. They could make decisions for the entire world. Because I got all this money, so I have a right to do that. And you know what it reminds me of? You remember the story in the Bible about there are two that comes to mind, but the one where the wealthy man was talking about what all these plans this wealthy man was making. I can do this and I can do the next, and I this and I the next, and the Lord says, "You fool! Don't you know that your soul will be required of you this very night?" That's one of the stories that I can think of, and the second one is the one about Hezekiah, when he, in all of his full of himselfness, start talking about, look what I have done, and look what I have accomplished, and look, I this and I the next. And the next thing you know, he was eating grass. Y'all better watch yourself, because some of y'all heading for a grass buffet. And some of y'all will be pushing up that grass what they eating if you don't humble yourself before Almighty God. Because y'all think your money is your God. Well, it might be. But I keep saying this. Y'all need to humble yourself. Because money, in the last words of Bob Marley, can't buy life. Those were his final words on his deathbed that he spoke to his son. My son, money can't buy life. Humble yourselves, people. Stop thinking that you have a right to dictate what happens in people's lives because you got a couple dollars in the bank. Because that can't buy life. You ain't God. And for those of you who are sitting in high places who have no compassion for the very people that you said you came to serve, God don't like ugly. And some of y'all ugly. The level of arrogance that you're parading around here with. Humble yourself before Almighty God. Humble yourself. Because I could see some of y'all heading for a grass buffet, and some of y'all could be pushing up that grass with them necks set eating. A word to the wise is sufficient. We're going to take a commercial break. And then we come back. It'll be the last half hour of the show. I want to hear your voice, man. So give me a call. The number is 828-3543. 828-3543 is the number to call. And the text line is 828-2543. 828-2543. This is TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. We're looking at the week that was on an open line show. Stay with us.
Bishop Denzel Road, General Superintendent and the Executive Council of the Highway Church of God, Bahamas, invites you to attend its 56th Annual General Convention under the theme, Arise, a Call to Duty. Convening February 17th through 21st, 6:30 p.m. nightly at Southland Church of God, Soldier Road. Speakers include Bishop Denzel Rowe, Bishop Carvin Bain, Pastor Rakino Malker, Bishop Robert McPhee, and Bishop Eric Josie. There will also be a special midday oil and water service on Thursday, the 18th at 12 p.m. with Apostle Raymond Wells. That's the Highway Church of God, Bahamas' General Convention, February 17th through 21st, 6:30 p.m. nightly at the Southland Church of God. It's time to arise.
For all your building needs, it's Carib Construction and Project Management on Gladstone Road. We build it all. Schools, homes, hotels, and more, including structures requiring a Phase 3 electrical contractor. We also provide project management services. The first step towards your dream building begins at Carib Construction and Project Management. Call us at 376-1556 or 341-4466. Want to look your best and feel even better? Visit JD Edwards Salon and Spa for the ultimate beauty, body, and anti-aging treatments, offering custom colors, haircuts, vegan anti-freeze treatments, silk blowouts, natural and acrylic nails, unisex pedicures, facials and massages, all waxing services, and microcurrent therapies for anti-aging and body sculpting. JD Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madeira Street, telephone 326-7863.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting, sugar-free, berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm, TGIF. It's an open line show today where we give you an opportunity to get off your chest whatever is on your mind. And we'd love to hear from you. Our telephone line is 828-3543, 828-3543, and the text line is 828-2543, 828-2543. I have a text that says, "Good morning, Michelle. It is true. I heard Brent Simonet and others securing land in, I guess you meant Andros, to monopolize on growing and selling marijuana." Well, that is what is being alleged. I can't say one way or the other whether or not it is true, but I have heard that as well. But I guess time will tell. Time will tell. By the way, when I was in the other place, I had reached out to Mr. Simonet, Brent Simonet, to ask him to be a guest on my show. And I said to him, I want to do a show on the power of privilege and the privilege of power. And he said to me at the time, "Michelle, I can't do it because this was around the time of the budget debate." And he says, "I can't because, we're in the middle of the debate and maybe sometime after the debate." Well, that time never came. So I reached out to him again this week. And I sent him a message saying, "You remember when I asked you to be on the show? I still want to do that show. Would you be interested in?" But he answered me, child. I ain't catch no feelings or nothing, but yeah. I didn't want it to be said that I didn't at least try. But it would be so good if I could get Mr. Simonet on, and if not Mr. Simonet, someone else who could speak to that. But I want to do a show called The Privilege of Power and the Power of Privilege. Now, if I could get people to come on and talk about that, I promise you that'll be a powerful show. But child, the man ain't answer me yet. Maybe he ain't see my message yet. I can catch no feelings though. All right. Let me read a couple more of your comments here on Facebook. Let's see. Stacy says, "Property tax and customs. Customs make so much money for this country." And she also says, "There is no accountability. Zilch, zero, none, nada, nine, whatever language you want to say it in. None. None. No accountability. We will sit back and we will watch these people do all manner of wrong and pretend we ain't see it because that's our body." And the same set who talking about corruption. Oh, corruption. When they was in opposition, corruption. And they come in and they just as corrupt. And nothing is to be said. You're supposed to just pretend you don't see what's going on. It's a sickness in this country. Truly is. And we cannot advance as a people and as a nation if we allow that to continue to happen to us. And I have some hope for these young people. My only thing is that I want them to not just vote according to emotion, but I want them to educate themselves about the history of this country, because if you don't know where you come from, there's no way to know where you're going. But I have hope that the young people will shake up the status quo in this upcoming election. We need to change the system, y'all. And I'm not talking about changing one political party for the next. I'm talking about revamping our system. Our system is broken. It is terribly broken. And we need to fix it. We need to change the system. And my hope is in these young people, because you can't put the hope in the old people who so set in their, some of them, they'll vote one way till they die, no matter what their party do, right or wrong. They ain't leaving their party because that's their party. You got to wait for them to die out. I hate to say it, but it's true. You just got to wait for them to die out, because they ain't gonna never switch. They ain't gonna never change. But my hope is that, these young people, they ain't got no allegiance to nobody, right? But I don't want you to just vote off of emotion. I want you to educate yourself about the history of your country. Educate yourself, because you need that grounding. You need that foundation. You need that backdrop to guide you as to where you want to take this country. That is my only hope, that they will not vote just from emotion, but from an educated standpoint, make an informed decision. But I put my hope in y'all, because something got to change. We can't continue to keep doing these same things over and over again and looking for a different result. We just can't. So let's see. Deborah Ramming says, Michelle, who is going to pay VAT if the people don't have jobs? They're bringing in the Mexicans and whoever else to replace us. Lord, help us. Yeah, that's why they got to raise it, because they will be getting it from less people. So, got to do what they got to do. I just think that, instead of only taxing the poor people, y'all need to tax some of them wealthy people who you all scared of, who only got to write one letter, and you all barking, tracking, and, tail between your leg, and you, sorry, forgive us, don't spank us. Do better, people. Bilal Al-Masafir, man, sorry, Bilal. I just can call you Bilal Gary, eh? Says the VAT money gone in their stomachs. Child, you wouldn't mind if that's the only place it gone. But no, we have to account. Where the VAT money gone again? Where it gone? Details, please. Details. Stacy says, Lady Malcolm, this is why I love your show and contribution, because you're keeping it real. Thank you, Stacy. You're holding the government accountable no matter who is in power. That's the key. FNM and PLP. This ain't about party colors. This ain't about, I talking about a system. We need a systematic change. And that way, no matter who go in there, we will demand better of them. Demand more from them. That's what we need. If we had a real national development plan where all of the stakeholders came to the table, FNM, PLP, DNA, Independent Coalition, Kingdom Movement, we got a zillion of bodies out there now, right? Bring everybody to the table. Bring representatives from the business community, and bring the young people, and bring everybody, all stakeholders in this country coming to the table together to decide this is the direction we want our country to go. This is what Bahamas version 2050 should look like. This is where we want to take our country. This is what we want our country to be. Bring everybody to the table together, right? All across the political divide. Just forget politics, forget colors, forget all that. Just bring everybody to the table. Lock them in a room and say, let's come up with a development plan, a real plan, not just a bunch of slogans, not just a bunch of concepts, but a plan. This is the vision. This is how we intend to fulfill that vision. This is how we get from here to there. It's not enough to say, I'm on Warwick Street and I want to go to Wolf Road. Okay, now how you going to get to Wolf Road? What is the plan to get you from Warwick Street to Wolf Road? Are you going to take a left on Shirley Street? What is the plan to get you there? So bring everybody to the table, not just talk about what you want to see, but how you going to get there. And then we as a collective, we as the electorate, make a decision on who we want to govern the country based on their performance of that plan, based on their execution of that plan. That's how this thing's supposed to work. So then you see, it don't matter what color you are representing. You come in here, I have a blueprint of what you're supposed to be doing. So I judging you based on your execution of that blueprint, because we've all agreed that this is what the blueprint, this is the direction we should be taking. So if you have this in front of you, and I could look at this and say point B, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you only perform A, D, and F, then I know what I need to do with you. Because we have a plan that we are requiring everyone to follow who sits in that seat. Now, again, maybe I just naive. Maybe this is just naive Michelle talking. And maybe that's unrealistic. And maybe we shouldn't expect that from these people. I don't know how y'all feel about it. But I don't understand why that can't be done. Now, maybe somebody else could explain to me why that's not feasible if it's not. I would love for you to reach out and let me know. We have a text that says, always love your show, Michelle. 2 more things before you go. The system is controlled by the large people, and I'm with you with hopes for the young people. They like to say, it ain't my daddy. I ain't my daddy, so we'll see. Yeah. The country ain't controlled by the large people. The country is controlled by the oligarchs. That's who controlling this country. Our politicians, for the most part, are nothing but puppets on a string. It's the oligarchs who are making them dance. Puppets on a string. Dance, dance, dance. That's my humble opinion anyway. Let's go back to a couple more of your comments. Let's see. No, we read that one already. Deborah Ramming says, country for sale. Well, it depends on who you see as the buyer. Sylvie says, do you imagine if they implement income tax? That only could be imagination, because they ain't gonna let it happen. They're not gonna let it happen. Because the puppet masters will not allow them to let it happen. And they too scared to cut the strings. So that only could be imagination, Sylvie. Sylvie says, that's the next tax. I ain't gonna hold my breath. Not gonna happen, because you got some very wealthy people in this country, extremely wealthy people in this country. I ain't say rich, I said wealthy. And they're not gonna allow income tax to happen in this country. They're not gonna allow it. As long as they have those puppets on a string, no, that's not gonna happen. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just naive Michelle talking, but I don't see it coming. Franklin Donaldson says, I do think that if there was a different account for the monies collected from VAT, we would be able to see the monies. Well, maybe you're right. But I know one thing, that going into that consolidated fund, and that's like a black hole. Whatever gets sucked down in there, good luck with that. Deborah Ramming says, country and people first. I agree with you, Deborah. So true. Sylvia again says, we as a people haven't realized that they are our employees and we can fire them. Oh, it's Nebuchadnezzar, not Hezekiah. Thanks for correcting me, y'all. I should have known better. Anton Campbell says, not Hezekiah. Nebuchadnezzar was eating grass. That's right. Not Hezekiah. Nebuchadnezzar is the one who was talking about, look what I have done and look what I have built. And I. And the next thing you know, eating grass. Head gone. The Lord say, oh, okay. Go eat some grass. Go catch yourself. So thank you for correcting that. I should have known better. I learned that in Sunday school. Sapphire Stone, amen. Speak it. Money can't buy life. That's right, honey. Ask Steve Jobs. How his money helped him in the end? Stacy Smith says, arrogance and dictatorship. Child, if y'all don't wake up and see what's going on in this country and how these people chipping away at your Democratic right every day, bit by bit, you ain't want to see it. You can wake up one day and you can say, well, how we get here? Because you sitting back with your mouth pinned up, not speaking out against the wrong. That's how we get there. Keep it up. Keep it up. Sapphire Stone grass buffet. Yeah, they eat grass. A whole buffet. Louise Paul says Mr. Wells is one of them from health, heartless. We really cannot. I mean, when I looked at the photographs that woman took of the hospital, where she was having the baby, I said these people can't be serious. They can't be serious. You can't expect people to be subjected to that madness and then talk about you raising taxes. Where the VAT money gone again? Where it gone? Because I should not have to be subjected to that if I pay in taxes. That's just wrong. That is just wrong. Okay. Let's see. Sapphire Stone, God don't sleep, so he knows all things. Some of these people, I'm scared for what is headed their way. They will reap what they have sown. They think they can live forever, man. They can live forever. But what they doing is saying, showing that they straight, and the children straight, and the grandchildren straight, and the great-grandchildren straight, and the great-great-grandchildren straight. So they are ensuring that generations will benefit off of your backs and your children's backs and your children's children's backs and your children's children's children. You get the picture. Somebody has to have the courage to break this system, to fix this broken system. Let me put it that way. Somebody got to have the courage to do it. We cannot continue to put these spineless women and men, mostly men, in position of power if all they can do is continue to dance. Continue to dance. Because that's what the puppet masters have them doing, dancing. Grow a spine. Look out for your people. My God, that's why they put you there. And I ain't talking to no one particular party. I talking to all of y'all. I see everybody excited now talking about who getting nomination. I hope you understand what you're getting nominated to. That's a responsibility. It ain't just about you and benefiting yourself. Y'all ever notice how much of them just go in there in the House of Assembly, when they go in there ain't got a pot to piss in. But when they come out, oh, shucks. Millionaire. So what happened between, and I ain't saying people mustn't strive for better and advance themselves in life, but it's just a little suspect. But we turn a blind eye to that. Nothing to be said. We got to get serious, man. We got to get serious. Deborah Ramming is saying, oh, Bertha Smith, I'm going to read this one. Bertha say, child, Michelle, he ain't coming. Not for that. He privileged. Well, you know, like I say, I put it, I don't want it to be said, well, she didn't invite. It's just like his nephew, when I was at the other place, I extended the invitation for them to come on the show. And so they can't say I didn't invite. But they chose, they didn't want to come on the show to, you know, they didn't want to come. They just wanted to remind me of my place. So that's what they did. But look at God. Deborah says, listen, oh my God, Michelle, God just used you publicly to send warning before destruction. The truth has a new home. All I'm trying to do is put it out there. I ain't trying to tell you what to think. That on you, what you think. That on you, what you get from it. I just putting it out there. I just putting it out. So somebody got to tell the truth. Somebody got to not be afraid to stand up to these people and speak truth to power. Somebody got to do it. Let's see. Bilal Carey says he still heard from his corn getting mashed. I ain't sure who you're referring to, Bilal. I don't know if you mean Mr. Simonet or whoever. I really don't know. Stacy says, "Oh no, he definitely not coming to speak on that." Well, I trying. It would. You don't think that'd be a good show? That would be. Oh, that would be a good show. I'm still working on it though, and I'm hoping that he will respond. I'm hoping. John Doe says we need a list of all businesses we should boycott because, like you say, their only language they understand is money. When y'all get serious, I'm telling you, one general strike, and you will get their attention quick and fast. Stacy says money is a universal language. Everyone understands it. Yeah, they sure understand it. I'll tell you that. That's the language they speak. They don't hear you till you touch their pocket. Then all of a sudden their ears open. Deborah says they just close their eyes to the wrongs of their political parties. That's why our country is in the mess it is in. And that's a large part of it, yes. That is a large part of it. We are too tribalistic. We are too polarized because of politics. Adrian Mott says, boy, Miss Malcolm, don't let Papa Doc Menace run you hot. Brave will do the same. This is why I said what I said, Adrian. They say about no particular party. We need to put all of them on blast. Make all of them account for what they do when we put them in there. We need a real national development plan that we will judge them according, their performance. That's what we need. Stop playing these political games, man. Every 5 years, same foolishness back and forth, like a pendulum, we back and forth, and you expect this country to advance? Anyhow, John Doe, we need a system where regular Bahamians won't have to wait 5 years to change the government. We need a system where we can collectively come together and remove the government whenever they do anything corrupt or when they don't agree with what they promise while campaigning. See, now it's a slippery slope. We got to be careful now because we don't want to slip into one of those countries where you have the military coup and thing and they take, democracy is not, it's flawed, but it's the best thing that's out there. So we have to not erode the democratic process. I think that's a very slippery slope. When you start talking about just, taking out, I don't adhere to that frame of thought at all. I believe that you should follow the democratic process. I don't believe in because then you slip into something very, very dangerous. So I think we need to be very careful of that. Adrian says Lincoln, Bain, and KCX got the answers, but no one is listening. Let's see. Bertha says, I sure wouldn't miss that show, Michelle. Keep trying to get him on. Well, if not him, somebody can come on. I can do that show. It would be good to have him on. But he's not the only person that could speak to that. And if he chooses to continue to ignore my message, well, that on him. At least I tried to get him on. I don't want it to be said that my show isn't balanced. I want to be able to present views across the board. I think it's good to have discourse, whether or not you agree with the person, to still allow that person to be heard. I think that's healthy, and that's what we need more of in this country, as opposed to trying to destroy people and castigate people and do everything you could to keep them down because they're speaking something that goes against what you believe. That's a big part of the problem in our country. Sylvie, Michelle, you've taken on the armor and shield of God, and he's using your voice to wake up the Bahamas. Keep it up. I will do my best. And I am not sitting here saying that I know it all and that I am perfect and that I have not made mistakes in my life. Listen, I am flawed. Flawed, people. Far from perfect. I thank God for his grace. Because if God was like, man, plenty of us, including me, wouldn't be walking around today. I thank God for his grace and his mercy. So, I'm not sitting here trying to act like I'm, Miss Perfect and have all the answers. I don't. I don't think any one person does. And this is why I believe we all need to come together as a collective, all voices heard about where we want to carry this country. That should not just be determined by a select few. That's what I have a problem with. When you believe that you are the only person who could determine you could determine my destiny because you happen to have some money. I have a problem with that. I have a major problem with that. And I really think that we need to demand more from our leaders. We need to Ask them to grow some spines and cut those strings and stop dancing for the puppet masters, because that is what is keeping the masses back in this country. It cannot be right that only a handful of people could receive all of the benefits and the rest of y'all, dog eat your lunch. Something wrong with that picture. And it's been going on for generations, and it has to stop. It has to stop. Enough is enough, people. Wake up. Demand more. Demand accountability. Demand transparency. My God, that's what these people campaigned on. Hold them accountable. And whoever win the next election, hold them accountable. Don't get them no slack. Hold the feet to their fire. The fire to their feet. Because I keep saying it, y'all. When this thing go down in flames, you ain't got no option to leave. So for the sake of your children and your grandchildren, stand up for what is right. Stop being afraid of your own shadow. Stop letting these people think they could determine your destiny because they just happen to have more money than you. Stand up for what is right. I dare say, had that happened with the Atlantis workers, they wouldn't be in this position today. Who knows? Because it wasn't until Operation Sovereign Bahamas decided to go to the street with a couple hundred that showed up that all of a sudden Atlantis started responding. There's power in numbers, in unity. There's strength in that. But as long as you decide to stay hidden in your little corner because you ain't want nobody, man, look here. Finland said it. You all ain't willing to fight for this country. You ain't deserve to have it. Grow a spine. Stand up to these people. Demand better. Or shut up and take what you get. If you ain't willing to stand up and fight for this country, you don't deserve to have it. Enough is enough. I tired. I know about you, but I tired. We gotta demand better, people. We can't keep going around the same mulberry bush every 5 years over and over and over again. While our country going to hell in a handbasket. Too many young people falling through the cracks. Too many people living in their cars. Too many people don't know where their next meal coming from, while a select few sitting back and enjoying life and ain't feeling no kind of pain. Something wrong with that picture. We got to demand more. Wow, time done gone, y'all. I will leave with this comment. Anton says, you preaching. They tried to shut you up, but God had a plan. Free and liberated, declare in the atmosphere. You best believe it. Ain't no accident I hear today. This is not a coincidence that I am on Glory 93.9 FM today. God had a plan. Final comment, Bilal Carey. That's our number one problem. Too many of us too comfortable with what we have and afraid to accept what we need. And the very last one for sure, Anton Campbell. The power of the people is more than the people in power. The power of the people is greater than the people in power. Remember that, people. Stand up for what is right. We got to do this together. That's my time, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Like and share the show. Like and share the show. Get the word out. And I'm looking forward to this weekend. I hope you have a safe and healthy weekend. Be careful out there. God bless you all, and I'll see you next week. Have a good one.